Now, we have looked at some of the Ambazonian groups and some of the people who support Ambazonia in Northwest and Southwest. Some of them are praying that Professor Kamto should win the election. They are hoping that he will win the election. But this is ridiculous because these very people have prevented many people in Northwest and Southwest from voting in this election. If Professor Kamto loses the election, it will be because of Ambazonia. They prevented people from voting in Northwest and Southwest where Mr. Pobia is unpopular. For whatever good reasons you think that Professor Kamto should win the election and change the lives of Cameroonians, you're seeing that Ambazonia has been a collaborator of the system in power. So the question is, what has Ambazonia brought to us? What has Ambazonia brought after 2 years of declaring independence, and now we are suffering at this level? What has Ambazonia brought to us? Suffering, deaths. Our debts are just going up. Our businesses have fallen. People are suffering. People are dying everywhere. People don't have food to eat. The prices of food are going up. People don't have water. People have a lot of insecurity. This is what Ambazonian project has brought to us. Now, for some of you who are surprised or who are looking at the elections and waiting possibly for Professor Kamto's victory, you have to learn something. He was able to challenge the system by organizing, and he was able to challenge the system by staying within the law. All his declaration, now even the government is beginning to be careful about what they say, because he has studied the law and is applying the law. You're trying to bring about independence using arms. Nobody in the international community can step up and support you without facing serious criticism. So if you organize and you use the rule of law, that is going to help you. That's what we intend to do by supporting the All Anglophone Conference that is organized by Cardinal Tumi and Dr. Monzo. We are helping to make sure that we've come up with concrete problems and concrete solutions, ask for concrete solutions that will improve the lives of the people in Northwest and Southwest. Ambazonia has not brought anything that is helpful to the people of Northwest and Southwest. They have taken us prisoners. We're in chains. We need to free ourselves because these people do not care about us. They are writing books. They are making money. They are living abroad happily with their families. They are not suffering as we are suffering right here. So that's the situation we are. You need to organize. You need to follow the law if that's what you really want to. If that's what you want to get. We need to be brave. If you come up as a group, that's why the government is afraid now, because many people support Kamto. They have to be careful to do the right thing. When you organize very well, everybody's with you. If we organize, if we say no, our children cannot lose another school year, then we can come up against Ambazonia. We can come up against the government to ask at least for safety and for freedom for our children. Note that any place where there is fighting right now, there is fighting because Ambazonia started that fight. So don't tell me about self-defense. It's not self-defense. Ambazonia starts the fight and security forces come there and life is destroyed for the people in this area. Any area, in Rum, in Kumbo, in Dok, in Bello, all of these places, Ekona, My 16, and all of these places in the southwest. Wherever Ambazonians have started fighting, the security forces come. It is not self-defense. It is offensive attacks that these people have brought upon us. We must fight back. We must tell them that we need to create a space of peace. All communities where you don't have Ambazonia, make sure Ambazonia does not enter that community. If they enter, security forces will follow. If you can keep Ambazonia out, you will keep security forces out. And we are criticizing, calling on the governors to be more active in finding ways to restrain the security forces from collective punishment and collective arrest. This crisis is going to be resolved. Separation is not possible. Separation is not desirable. And therefore, if you're holding a gun, there's going to be some consequences for you. We said there will be no amnesty. This message applies to whether the president is going to be Professor Kamto, or whether the president is still going to be Paul Biya, or is going to be a transition president if we ask for the resignation. This crisis will resolve without the independence of Ambazonia. You have no project going on now. We have the conference of Cardinal Tumi and Dr. Munze. That's the only thing that's going forward. And all these people are trying to look for what's the best way to improve our lives as Cameroonians. That's the project that is going to be overwhelmingly supported at the conference that is organized by this gentleman. So what you see now is Ambazonia after October 1st, which was supposed to be their independence, and your lives have not changed. If they have changed for the worse. They have no project ahead. No international community is going to respond to that. The international community now understands that Ambazonia is also taking the people captive in this region, killing the people, kidnapping the people, asking for ransom, stopping children from going to school, torturing the people that they have arrested. That is the only record that the international organizations now have of the project called Ambazonia, with its many leaders. These leaders have no feelings about the suffering that you people are suffering on the ground.
My country people them. So when I don't hear from one of our fellow Cameroonians, Southern Cameroonian, Anglophone Cameroonian, where they talk, and if he hears an intellectual, a person that way know how the world works. Now the kind of people in this way, I don't tell when I say the intellectuals them, the lawyers and the teachers them, that they start this revolution. Now people the way they know, they understand how the world works, they understand the rule of law. And now why that way time they will start this revolution, they will do them peacefully, and now why that way we will gain a lot of momentum. Before the uneducated, stark illiterates them, they carry chaka from gun them, they fall for bush. And when they get this armed fighters them for so-called Ambazonia inside our community, military go come. And when military come inside our community, what do you think is going to happen? When they start shoot bullet, knowing that all bullets they go straight for who's how they aim them. So we get straight bullets them, military, and then they target some more innocent civilians them. So we will not listen, fine. We will not listen to where this man they talk. As I don't tell you now, the tactics the way Ambazonia they use them, it be very destructive, and they do some of these things now for their own personal gain. They need to do them for the benefit of the Republic of Cameroon, or the benefit of the people the way they live under this oppressive government. They do them some of the times and for their own benefits them, for the welfare of their pockets, not enough for the welfare of the poor people the way they do on the ground. When I listen them again, now wait there, I don't always talk say the intellectuals them for our Anglophone region, they no support this madness of Amba boys. There is a reason for it, because we don't foresee into the future. We don't look at the consequences. As I don't talk before, now why that way we no fit get international community for support with the way Amba boys they do them, because no person in their right mind go encourage Amba boys them, or encourage any rebellion in another sovereign country. No organization and no foreign state if you support that one. And now why that way, no matter what the way these Ambazonia people them in the diaspora they talk, they cry every day, say genocide. But the international community, more than 90% of the international community, and look at what the way Ambazonians they complain about, and it still side with Paul Biya, it still side with La République du Cameroon, it still talks say no, we no see no genocide inside Cameroon. Yes, they don't see the dead body them, they don't see the people the way the military for Cameroon they kill them. But the military for Cameroon, it get justification, and the justification now say Amba boys they carry guns. So it not just been, no mean I say the killings they need to go on, no mean I say the military not to target innocent civilians them. The problem now say you know if you prove them, say now innocent civilians them, because Amba boys they carry guns. When I listen, fine. This man where they talk now intellectual, and I don't know any other intellectual for Anglophone Cameroon way it go support what way Amba boys they do them. What way the Amba boys they do them, it be retarded, it be against the self-interest of the people the way they claim say they protect them. They instead do more harm than good to the people them. They hurt we, and it be upon we, it be in our responsibility now for protect ourselves against the Amba boys them. We not listen fine, and we not take action. Because time don't reach. If we no stop Amba boys them, they go finish we all. My country